Hey everybody, how are you guys today?
Oh, can you repeat? I'm sorry, I was fixing my hair.
Okay, how's my hair?
Long and shaggy.
Ready?
Ready.
And cut. And that's what Cher does. Hey everybody, how are you guys today? A little change of scenery today, so we're sitting on the floor in front of a Christmas tree, talking to you guys. We just had a little time today, so we figured we'll do a little Q&A, talk a little bit about some of our pet peeves and compromises we've had to make in our marriage for it to work.
Still working so far.
When you have two people raised by two different people, live in two different area or two different house, you know, there are a lot of things that were different. I was raised differently, Margaret. So there are some things that we compromise in our relationship for a healthier marriage. We're gonna discuss a list of compromises and pet peeves that we've learned about each other so far. So you can start.
All right. Wilson's getting into our bags. Can you hear it?
Wilson.
All right. First compromise I had to make was after about day one of marriage, getting laundry out of the dryer as soon as the dryer buzzes. He's really big into that. I'm the person that leaves it in overnight while I go to work. And then I either, hey buddy.
He wants to be in the video.
I either re-iron it all or I put it back in the dryer and I re-dry it to get the wrinkles out. Like for work, I was always doing laundry at night, and then the next morning I'd get up and I would just put everything back in the dryer, or at least my uniform in the dryer, and I would wait 20 minutes while I got ready, pull it out of the dryer, put it on, I was good to go. But I don't do that anymore.
Well,
I do not.
Well,
when it buzzes, boom.
Yeah, for my parents and I, we just got it straight out of the dryer when it buzzes. That way you don't have to worry about ironing it. You don't have to worry about, you know, it being wrinkled. And you don't have to worry about re-drying it, which is a waste, or re-washing it. Because my mom used to never let me leave the house with wrinkled clothes. I remember one time I was about to leave for school, and I had a wrinkled shirt on, and she was like, yeah, you're not leaving the house like that. You need to go change. So ever since then, you know, it's just a practice. When it's done, we pull it out, and it's done then.
It's just done.
Yeah.
Funny how that happens. I've gotten used to it. 10 months, going strong. No, it's been longer than that. It's been 11 months. Mm-hmm. What? Almost 11 months.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Right? Compromise number 2.
Okay, I'll give this one because it's been somewhat of a controversy in our household. The way I was raised is when things are finished, you just take care of it. For example, the dryer, right? The other thing was getting up in the middle of the show to clean up. Well, we don't really get up in the middle of the show. We do it at commercials. So if we're eating dinner on the couch and we're watching TV, when it hits commercial, we would take it into the kitchen really quickly and we set it in there. If it's something non-major, like a football game and stuff like that, then we'll keep doing it. But if it's something like, you know, a show that we really like, a major show, we'll leave it and then we'll come back in the next commercial and put it up. Reloading the dishwasher for a couple plates doesn't take a long time. Now, if you have a sink full, that's different. But I've learned not to do that. So now, you know, I sit it aside. We eat on TV trays sometimes, so I would pour it aside, and then after we're done with the show, we'll still go and clean up. But we don't do it
mess up
immediately.
The show anymore.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't have cable, so there aren't commercials. If we're watching a show, it's either on Netflix or it's pre-recorded, which means we don't have commercials. It's amazing. So most of the time we don't even have commercials. So it's really helpful that he has compromised on that, because now I don't miss my show.
All right, I'll let you take the next one.
All right, this compromise
is a tough one.
It was a tough one. I am one of those resourceful people. I'm very resourceful in that I usually have on hand anything that somebody might need, whether it was in my purse or my car. However, when you are the resourceful person, meaning you're the resource person, people expect you to have stuff. But if you don't have it, then you are not the resource person. So my purse on any given day, most of the time, has like ibuprofen, chocolate, a stethoscope, mints, gum, possibly other candy, coins, hand sanitizer, lotion, you name it. Resource person here. My car was kind of the same way. Extra clothing, extra pair of shoes, Clorox wipes, hand sanitizer, duct tape, you name it. It was in my car.
You name it, she's got it. Like enough clothes for a week.
Okay, now sometimes that was for a change of clothes after work. If I was coming on a date with you,
Like
wanted me to
a
have,
week worth of clothes.
When somebody would drive my car, somebody thought that I looked like I had a closet in there, and I was like, no, it's just more being resourceful. I have everything I might ever need, and I don't have to worry about, for instance, if I have on a pair of flip-flops and it starts raining, chances were I also had a pair of shoes, so I could switch it out. He didn't think that was, he said that's not kosher, so we shouldn't have all that in your car. All that to say, I'm no longer the resourceful person in my car, so don't come looking for another pair of shoes, socks, or clothing, or duct tape. You won't find any of it. I now have a cleaned out car.
Mostly. But this is a simple one, and I'm sure everybody has to do this at some point, which is sharing a dresser. So, I was basically an only child growing up, because when my brother came along for a couple years, then I left. And then when I was over here, I was mostly an only child with my adopted parents. So
his sister was already grown
yeah.
and had her own family and house.
I never had to share a dresser. The top of the dresser was mine. So I put whatever I want, my keys, my wallet, or a book or something on top.
I was not an only child.
Now I come home and there's shirts on top of it, socks on top of it, a purse on top of it, papers on top of it. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't belong there.
That's what he says, literally. That doesn't belong there. And I'm like, sure it is. It's in our closet.
So now I learned to share, but neatly. So she can put stuff on there as long as it's neat. See?
But most of the stuff, if I put it on there, he's still going to tell me it doesn't belong. But he has somewhat compromised on that. Now, like, I leave my watch when I come home from work. I take off my rings, take off my watch, take off my earrings, which those do all have a place. But, when I'm just changing whatever, it's quicker to just put it all on the dresser. So this one is technically John's. But before, I need to do a disclaimer. I love being a multitasking person. And I believe it is a true God-given gift to be able to focus on more than one thing at more than one time. Take it away, honey.
Well, let me tell you a short story. So we were planning for this video, and now this is one big compromise that Margaret has done from the last Q&A to this Q&A, which is write everything down. See, she just want to wing stuff, and I'm like, no, we're not going to wing it, because halfway through, I'm not going to know what to say. Oh, today.
I'm very accommodating.
Yeah, today I'm going to write it all down. And so we start talking about the idea, questions. And then she listed one thing and two things. And then she started talking to the cat. And then she started doing this and doing that. And I was like, whoa, we got to get back to base.
I was cleaning up.
Yeah, and then, so we got two more things down. And then I looked down, I looked up, and she was gone. I was like, where did Margaret go? So she was in there talking to the cat when he was eating. Or she was moving clothes from the washer to the dryer. I was like, Margaret, we're not done what we're doing.
So I came back and finished the list.
The point of this is, Margaret gets distracted very easily. She called it multitasking, I call getting distracted. But either way, the job, every single job is not done. It's like parts and pieces of it, parts and pieces of it, parts and pieces of it. So, yeah.
I'm good at it. You have to admit, as it goes, I'm good at doing it.
Yeah, so sometimes we come home and the dinner's half cooked and the house is half clean. So she cooks some, cleans some, cooks some, cleans some, cooks some, cleans some.
But you eat dinner and you have a clean house. I mean, most people can't do that. They either have to focus on cleaning or doing dinner. And you should consider it a true gift that I can do both.
It is a gift. And I'm way different. I have one task and I finish one task and then I move on. So, but also I think that's the difference between men and women. I don't know. Leave a comment below.
And engineers and nurses.
Yeah.
Think about it. Nurses, what do we do all day long? you go from one thing to the next, and when you get paged, you leave what you're doing and you go do something else, and then you come back and finish what you're doing, right?
Yeah, engineering don't get distracted at all. It's not like I'm sitting at work and I'm working and someone calls me, hey, I need this, hey, I need this, hey, I need this. But you know, hey everybody, so thank you for watching the video this far. I'm glad you stuck with us through the end. I hope it was entertaining for you. I hope you can relate to it. I think as part of a relationship, when two people who were raised differently, I don't think it's so much culture. Part of it is two people who live differently get married, and I think everybody can relate to that. That's what I've learned in the last year or so of our marriage, is there are always compromises in any relationship. Work relationship, you know, marriage relationship. We just want to make a little fun video while we had some time to share about it. There's a second part, follow up to this, about pet peeves that we have figured out about each other. It's gotten too long, so I'm gonna cut it right here. There'll be another one coming up shortly after this. I hope you do see that while we talk about some of the things that we learn about each other, our compromises, our pet peeves, you do know that all this was sincere from Margaret and I. I hope you can tell through this video that we weren't just poking fun of each other's, pointing out each other's faults, but most of it is us talking about some of the things that we have to learn and grow together as a couple, and some of the compromises we have to make simply because we want to make our relationship work. But it's our way of handling it. When I poke fun of Margaret or she pokes fun of me, we're okay with that in our relationship. It's what makes us work. So I hope you can see that through this. I hope you took away some advices or relatable material through this video. If you have any recommendations, you have any tips, or if you have any compromises that you've had to make in your relationship, leave a comment down below. We would love to hear about it. We'd love to chat with you. If you're new here and this is your first time, I hope you subscribe and come back. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you hit the like button, smash it, knock it out, whatever you want to do to it. I hope you come back for the second part about pet peeves, because that one's also pretty good. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.